Jerry and I are going to show you how to fit your extended harness to your dog. So inside the bag, go ahead and open that up. We have, of course, our extended Ascension harness with a few goodies attached. Inside the bag, go ahead and open that up. We have, of course, our extended Ascension harness with a few goodies attached. Right here we have the seatbelt lock. If you want to know how to use this accessory, there is a separate video, so go check that out. Second thing here is the hitch clip. I do have a separate video on this one as well. This is great for attaching your leash to different parts of the Ascension harness, also using it as an accessory. So if you're interested, go check out that video. For now, we're going to set those aside. And now before we get it all set up, we're actually going to be unclipping that extended piece right here. I'm going to flip it over and clip it from this side as well. And I'll set the extended piece aside just for a moment. And this is what we'll be working with today. So first thing we're going to do is actually unbuckle these clips on the back. And then we're going to look at it from this way. So this is where your dog's head will actually pass through. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it around just like that. And by the way, if your dog's head doesn't fit, you can actually loosen these straps with the buckles right here. And it's really important that this isn't hanging too low. We want to make sure that that triangular pad is resting above the shoulders and sitting about right here. So that means we actually need to adjust these straps, tighten them a little bit so it sits snug. And by the way, every dog has a pointy bone here right below the base of their neck, and we want to make sure that this pad is covering that bone to protect it. So now that we figured that out, I'm going to go ahead and adjust these straps so everything is sitting snug right here. Okay, giving it some slack, I can go ahead and pull it tight right there. That's pretty decent on that side, and then I'm going to go ahead and do it just the same on the other side. Perfect. So I made a few adjustments with those buckles, and if I hold it right here on the back, it looks like it's sitting just right above the shoulder, which is exactly what we want. Now moving on to the belly strap, we're going to want to make sure that that is sitting about 2 inches away from the armpits. So about right there is good. Now at this point, what you want to do is actually grab your dog's leg right here and pull it back just so you can get that full range of motion. Obviously, Jerry's a little bit stiff, and so we can't really do that with him. But you want to do that just so that you know this belly pad isn't actually rubbing against his front legs. And now moving on to the last step to make it a little bit easier, we're going to remove the webbing from half of that adjustable buckle. So we'll pull this strap through, give us a little bit more slack right here. And now from here, we have plenty to work with while we buckle that up. I'm going to do the same thing here on this other side. From here, we're just going to go ahead and move this belly pad back into its place. And generally, you're going to want to stand over your dog so you can see exactly how this is sitting. And we're going to pull on these 1 inch at a time just to make sure it's matching up on each side, making sure it's nice and snug. So now that that's nice and tight, we'll go ahead and pull the slack through those adjustable buckles. And to know that it's for sure adjusted correctly, you should be able to fit 2 fingers right here underneath the strap. Now at this point, if your dog is getting a little bit restless, this is a good time to take it off and make some of these fine-tuned adjustments, mainly just tucking these straps in. So I'm gonna go ahead and unbuckle it here on the back, pass this through his legs, and then over his head. Thank you, Jerry. And go ahead and lay this flat. We'll have our belly pad here on the right and our top pad here on the left. So what we're looking at here is just making sure that these straps are even on each side. I'm gonna put these straps to the side just so we can make sure that this is sitting even with the pad. Next thing I'm gonna do is grab a tape measure. Just wanna see about how long these straps are. This side is about 4.5 inches. Just a bit over 5 inches, so we need to make some pretty minor adjustments. So if this side is longer and this side is shorter, that means we actually have to tighten this side and then loosen this side just a tiny bit. That way they can even themselves out. And then we get a little bit more length right there. Let's check that. That looks good, just under 5, and that one right there, just under 5. So now that those are final, we're gonna go ahead and lock this web. Next thing we're gonna do is just tuck this strap in here. If we want to, we can actually roll it up and then have that loop hold it nice and snug like that. And remember, if you feel like you don't have enough room with these straps, these adjustable buckles can move up and down the strap. So if you need to push it down to allow a little bit more webbing to come out, by all means do that. While we're still here, let's take a look at these neck straps really quick. If I'm looking at this one is obviously a little bit longer than this side. So I'm gonna go ahead and loosen this side just a little bit. Pull that through, about right there. And then I'm just going to match it on the same side and actually tighten this. There we go. So these are sitting at about that same point. By the way, just a quick note, if your webbing is long enough, you can tuck it here into the reflective loop. If it's not, in our case, we have a little bit of webbing sitting right here. What we can actually do, if we hold both of these tight, we can give us a little slack and actually move this buckle so it's positioned a little bit more on the center. That way there's not too much excess sitting to the side. So that looks good. I'm just gonna go ahead and match it on the other side. So by holding these two straps together, we're actually not increasing or decreasing the length here. We're simply just moving that buckle. And then the last strap we're gonna adjust while we're here is this one. Same thing is happening. We just have a lot of excess webbing. So we're gonna go ahead, pinch these two straps together. And then I'm gonna push it through and slide. I'll give it a little bit more actually. Pinch it through right there and then slide our buckle over. There we go. That's looking pretty good. So that's all set up. I'm gonna go ahead and set this aside. We're gonna grab my buddy Jerry here. There you go. And we'll put our Ascension harness on just how we did at the beginning. Bring that strap through. Buckle it up. We just want to make sure that everything is sitting how it should. And go ahead and center that. Belly strap's looking good. Top pads are looking good. I think we're good to go. But now moving on to the extension, the top is going to be the one with the reflective loop on it. I'm gonna go ahead and unbuckle one of these, just like that. That way we can wrap it around. Now we'll secure the extension to the core harness with this back loop right here. There we go. Then we're gonna grab this strap that's hanging, buckle it up, and then we'll clip on the bottom. So now that that's all secure, we're gonna go ahead and adjust the extension the same way that we adjusted these girth straps up here. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull this strap through just half of that buckle. We'll do the same thing here on the other side. And ideally, you'll be standing over your dog actually adjusting these at the same time. Okay, so we're gonna go 1 inch at a time. I'll just match it on each side. There we go, need a little bit more. And it looks like we're gonna have to actually slide this buckle down just a bit. So I'll give it some slack here on this side. Pull it down a bit, there we go. And do the same thing on this side. Keep on making some micro adjustments, just matching it on each side. Now at this point, I'm gonna go ahead and pull that slack through the adjustable buckle. Last thing I'm gonna do before taking it off is just make sure that I can fit 2 fingers underneath. Perfect. And then I'm gonna pull this slack. There we go. Let's go ahead and unbuckle this. Now, once again, I'm gonna go ahead and lay this flat. Perfect. So everything from this point up looks good. The only thing we need to adjust is this back extension. Now we're going to do the same thing that we did with this one. I'm going to make sure first that this is centered. And just like before, if you'd like to, you can actually measure to make sure that these buckles are sitting at the same length. Visually looking at it, it looks good to me. So we're going to go ahead and lock it in with this webbing. I'm going to run it back through that buckle. There we go. Do the same thing to this side. I'll run it through this loop. And then just like before, I'm gonna go ahead and fold it like that. And then let that elastic loop hold it in place. There we go. That's looking nice. We'll just match it on the other side. Okay, now that's looking good. We're ready to go. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and put that aside. I'm gonna grab Jerry. Once again, we just want to make sure that it does in fact sit just right. Go through the head right there. I'm going to bring these straps between his legs. I'll start buckling these here on my side. That's all secure. That is sitting pretty nice. We'll just make sure those pads are still sitting where they should. There we go. I think we're good to go. So now that we have our extended harness fitted, we're going to go ahead and attach the pouches. So with these pouches, there is a left and a right. You'll know which one is which because the zipper, when the pouch is fully closed, will be facing the back of the dog. So in this case, this one is the right side, and this one is going to go ahead on the left. The first thing I want to do is actually adjust this bounce buckle and get it attached to the harness. So with that strap hanging down, I'll go ahead and pass this buckle around it so it's just hanging like that. Then I'll go ahead and buckle it up here again. There we go. The bounce buckle is really just there to make sure that the pouch is not going up and down as the dog is running. So once these top things are secure, this isn't going to be flapping up and down. Now, if you look at the top of the harness, you'll see on the reflective loops, we actually have some anchor points that we can use with these G hooks. So there's 3, 1, 2, and 3. I'm gonna go and start with the front, just wrap it around like that. Do that middle one. There we go. And finally, the back. Perfect. That side's looking good. I'm just gonna go ahead and do the same thing on the left. So right now the pouch is in its biggest setting, but if you'd like to, you can actually unhook this G hook and attach it to any of these loops along the side of the pouch. And if you want to make it even more compact and go to that small setting, go ahead and wrap it around the bottom just like that. If we open up the pouch with the zipper on the inside, you'll see there's actually 2 buttons. So if we connect those, very nice. And then just to make it a little bit more tidy on the inside, I'm going to go ahead and push down. You'll see there's actually a seam in here which allows this material to fold together, so it's even more compact right there on the inside. Then from there we can go ahead, zip it up, and you'll see you have a nice small pouch. Now before you go off on your adventure, it's really important to just check that each dog pack weighs about the same. That way it's not sitting on one side or the other. The best way to do that is have your dog walk a few yards and see if it's leaning to one side or the other. And if you want to see how much weight your dog can carry, we do have a load calculator here at the bottom of the page.